what do drifters eat when they come home after a long, adventurous journey through the great unknown?
Pancakes!
Gotta find a way, gotta find a way, gotta find a way to get through, to get through. Gotta find a place, gotta find a space.
Hey drifters, are you ready to cook?
Today we're making an old drifting rider's favorite. As Aransu mentioned in the beginning of the video, the classic old-fashioned pancakes. Now pancakes are a very simple recipe indeed. However, we have a few key tips that will help send this recipe
To the moon!
Let's go, riders!
Okay, fellow riders, these are the ingredients we're gonna be using today. Now we're gonna need 1 cup of flour, we're gonna need a tablespoon of sugar, half of a teaspoon of salt, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder.
Thank you very much, Aransu. Yes, that's great for the dry ingredients. And for the wet ingredients, I have a few key tips, fellow riders, that are really gonna make this dish extra special for you. First off, the milk. We're using regular milk here today. However, if you have an allergy to regular milk, no problem. You can use some kind of oat milk or almond milk or whatever you like. No problem with that at all. However, with the milk, there's a very special type of milk out there called buttermilk. If you can find that, use that. It's amazing. You're gonna love it. Now, in Spain, that's very hard to find. So we will not be using that today. But what we are gonna do is we're gonna take the juice of half a lemon. We're gonna add that to the milk. We're gonna mix it and we're gonna let it sit there for 5 minutes. That's gonna turn it a little bit sour and it's gonna make it really, really extra special. You are gonna love this trick if you try it, fellow riders. I guarantee it. Okay, in addition to that, we're gonna be using 1 egg. We're gonna be using 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And of course, we are very lucky indeed because we have olive oil from the village of Aransu. Yes, indeed. So now, traditionally, you don't use olive oil in pancakes. People say that it has a bit of a strong flavor for pancakes. I don't personally agree with this. And I also think olive oil is a little bit healthier, so I prefer to use it. But whatever kind of oil you want to use, go ahead and do it. Finally, we're going to be adding a little bit of vanilla extract. Usually you would use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. However, I really like vanilla, so we're gonna add 2, and I think it adds something really special to the dish. Okay, fellow riders, let's go ahead and let's get cooking.
Okay, so we start by pouring all of the flour into a big bowl. The same with the baking powder. Add the sugar in. And the salt. And mix, mix, mix. Now make sure to take the biggest spoon in the house, not like the smallest one like I did.
All right, riders, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this lemon and cut it in half. We're gonna get the juice out of it by any means necessary. I've got a fork here, so I'm gonna use that, but if you have a juicer, go ahead and use that. Put that juice into the milk, give it a little mix, 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 and we will set that aside for about 5 minutes. And after about 5 minutes, fellow riders, this is the kind of consistency that you are looking for. It'll get thick, almost like yogurt, but not quite that thick. And of course, what are we gonna do now, riders? We're gonna give it a little...
You guessed it, mix, mix, mix.
Once this starts to get mixed in well, fellow riders, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take some of our liquid gold, also known as olive oil. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in, and then we will crack the egg as well. Now, of course, we're gonna give it the traditional mixing. Thought I was gonna say mix, 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 didn't you, fellow riders? And this is the type of consistency that we were looking for in order to make absolutely delicious pancakes. Now, this is a very important step, fellow riders. Normally, you would only use 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract to make delicious pancakes. However, I find that adding a 2nd tablespoon in really ups the ante, and it makes it even better than you could ever imagine. And riders, once we reach this kind of consistency, we are just gonna go ahead and we're gonna set the pancake mixture aside for about 5 minutes. This is important because of 2 reasons. 1, it has baking powder, and 2, it has the milk and lemon mixture that we made earlier. And those 2 working together, they're gonna help make these pancakes nice and fluffy. In the meantime, I think we have time for a little song and dance.
'Cause I'm a little world weary, a little tired of an endless journey where I never reach the finish line.
So after 5 minutes, we're gonna find pancakes that look something like this. They're gonna have nice bubbles in them, and that's how you know that they are ready to go on the burner. And finally, fellow riders, the moment of truth has arrived. We can start cooking these pancakes, and we will be doing that over medium heat today. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some of the batter into the pan. Today we are using cast iron, an old classic for pancakes. We're gonna start off with 2. And don't worry if you don't get perfectly circular pancakes, fellow riders, because delicious is still delicious. Oh, I think it's time for a little more song and dance. Oh, the joy just overcomes me. The flavors, I know the flavors that are coming, fellow riders. They're excellent and they're gonna be so enjoyable, and I can hardly wait. Is he a rock star? Is he a comedian? No one knows, fellow riders. Okay, so once you start to get some bubbles into your pancakes, fellow riders, that's a pretty good indication that it is a good time to go ahead and flip them. And uno. And dos. Oh, brown, crispy a little bit, nice and fluffy. These are gonna be excellent, riders.
And now it's a matter of a repetition, so here it comes the second batch. Now I decided to put some berries, in my case blueberries, to give it a little twist, but you can add any toppings that you may want. And if you look closely, you will see that they are somewhat of a happy face.
And now for these next round of pancakes, fellow riders, I'm gonna go ahead and cut some chocolate up. You can use any kind you like. You can put chocolate chips in. You can put white chocolate chips in if you prefer. Anything's gonna be great in these. I'm taking some 76% dark chocolate. I'm gonna be putting that in today. Gonna go ahead, we're gonna sprinkle that in over top. And when those bubbles start to form, oh, there we go. Nice flip today. Much better than the eggs were last time. Oh, and just look at Aranza there, doing her happy dance because she knows the pancakes are coming. And riders, I think it's time for the moment we have all been waiting for. Let's go ahead and we'll plate these pancakes. For Aranza's, we're gonna add some banana, some dark chocolate. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of granola. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add some blueberries. Oh, and that maple syrup, that is the key ingredient for sure. And for these pancakes, fellow riders, we'll be adding some cream cheese. Then, the blueberries. Some granola. Some dark chocolate, because I love dark chocolate. Finally, that glorious maple syrup. All right, drifters, I think the moment of truth has finally arrived. Let's try these delicious pancakes.
So good.
Fellow riders, when you make your pancakes like this, we think you're gonna be very happy. These are just the right consistency of pancake. And then with the toppings, it's creamy, it's sweet, it's a little bit salty. It's got that delicious classic maple flavor. And it's got the fruity touch and a little bit of crunch as well. And don't forget the chocolatiness. Oh, riders, you gotta make these pancakes. We think you're gonna be very happy when you do them. Oh, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Don't worry, riders, we're gonna put the ingredients for these down in the description below because we think you are going to enjoy these quite a bit.
Well, fellow riders, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of
Rock and Brunch. Yes, thank you so much for being here with us again for another episode of Rock and Brunch. Now, don't forget, riders, if you can hit that subscribe button below, what that really means is ride with us. And if you ride with us, there's going to be a lot more fun stuff to come in the future. More episodes of this, more episodes of other things, more great music, more fun, more games, more of a party. We're going to have a great time together, riders. Thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, naturally, if you can like, you can comment, and you can share this with your friends, it helps us a whole heck of a lot. See you soon, fellow riders.
They're really good. Enough said.
'Cause I'm a little